Hello everyone, this is Professor K. I wanted to go over how I give you feedback on the assignments that you submit for the course. You should see the document as I reviewed it in your submission folder for the assignment after I give you feedback, and it'll come up as a Word document, and you may see it as my comments will appear over here in the bubbles, and you can adjust that up here in the review tab, or if you have some other software, I'm sure there's a way to get the comments to show. And I wanted to go through it because this is an example of a lot of issues that come up with students. This particular student didn't have too many punctuation errors, but there were other issues, so I wanted to go over it and give you a good idea of how I deliver feedback and what you should look for. So for instance, on this one, it says there's an extra space, just a proofreading issue. You shouldn't have an extra space before the colon there. Contractions, try not to use contractions in professional documents. It's a bit too casual. Sometimes it might work if you're trying to be persuasive, but overall I would avoid using contractions. Comma use, and this is where most issues come in place in the academic writing and professional writing coursework, is the commas and punctuations aren't where they're supposed to be. So I highly recommend that you follow the link that I provide when I've reviewed it and found something that could be corrected. And when you get to the link, it's a little slow because I'm doing the video. It should pop up any second now. It will tell you exactly the rule that pertains to why I marked it as something that needs to be fixed. In this case, you always put a comma if you have independent clauses and you're separating with these seven conjunctions, or is that 7 conjunctions? So take a look at that and you'll know the rules, because if you follow the links and follow the rules, they need to be followed because they will help your readers understand what you're trying to communicate. In today's world, when you write well and it will give you a competition advantage in the employment marketplace. So it's your education. If you don't follow the links and review the rules, you're really hindering your own progress. So that's what this course is about, learning to write well, and that boils down to knowing the rules. And when you look at the rules, they're usually not that difficult, and like I said before, it will set you apart when you know how to punctuate correctly. Okay, let's go through the rest of this pretty quickly. In this case, this sentence, there's 2 verbs. Helped our online learning experience improved. So a good way to just avoid that would be our college has used Leo for 2 years now, comma, and it has improved our students' learning experience. So you have the 2 verbs, but they're separated by the comma in that case, and working as independent clauses, it's an effective sentence. You don't have this awkward helped improved construction there. It would be okay for this one. Try not to use the first person pronoun in professional and academic writing as much as possible unless you're instructed otherwise. It would be better to avoid using the first make the proposed changes a college decision. So make it like the college has found several problems with Leo's interface. That would be better. Instead of stating problems, which is being done in this letter, why not state solutions first? I mean, you could state the issues, definitely, but also probably a better tactic would be to say, what are the solutions? So put it in a bullet point. That's what I'm saying in this. We believe Leo could be improved with these updates: improved content presentation, longer times for audio clips, video functionality. That succinctly says what you want to see improved. And then further down, like in a longer paragraph or in small, real short paragraphs, you could elaborate briefly on each one of these things that you would like to see improved. Sentence clarity is something you might see. By utilizing more of the window, the content inside Leo won't look compressed with each other, and that, to me, that's confusing. I'm not sure. You say more of the window and then compressed. I'm confused by how that sounds. So, if you see that, follow the link. It might help you get a better understanding on how to write a clear sentence. This one, the size restriction. So I would put the current 2-minute size restriction here, limitation, because down here the student is saying the current size we post is 2 minutes, and you want to be concise, so you can eliminate that entire sentence just by putting the 2-minute size limitation up here. So you definitely want to be concise with your writing. Our students, just a good technique to kind of make it, that your students, you care for your students, just not the students in this case. Cut. If I have cut, it just means that in this case you don't need the sentence, you've already stated it, or you don't need it. If you don't need it, put it in there. Don't put it in there, because in today's world people want to read fast and be notified briefly of what you want, what your concerns are. So don't include any words that aren't necessary. Extra spacing, just an extra space between words there. Wordiness, an additional format of audio clips should also be added to Leo to make it more easier to post without needing to convert into a limited file type. I would probably, looking at that again, I probably would cut the whole sentence and just keep it to this part up here saying that you'd like to have more than 2 minutes of audio. So, repetitive. In this case, this happens kind of frequently. You'll see sentences that repeat the same information. If it's really, really important, you could repeat it, but you definitely want to use different words. Most of the time, in a business setting, you don't need to repeat it. It's not like talking. It's really, you just put it down, and hopefully, if you write it well, the reader will understand what you're talking about the first time. So, video clips should not have any size restriction. I just thought that was overstated. There needs to be some kind of size restriction, obviously, at some point. I just didn't think it was necessary to discuss something that specific in a letter that you're basically, the purpose of the letter is to notify the Leo of the problems you're having and to set up a phone conference. And this he does down here. Very well that it's down here. Some wordiness issues here again. I would say, try to keep it short. You can just say, please contact me so we can set up a phone conference. Something as simple as that. Put the date. Here I gave just an overall comment. Please reply with your conference time preferences by Friday, September 25th. And that's really all you need to say. Give your contact information, which is good, and have your ending. Say goodbye, and that'll do it. So that's give you an overall look at how I offer feedback. If you have any questions on any of these things, let me know. And definitely I highly recommend that you follow the links, again, because that's why you're in this course, to learn how to punctuate and use your grammar correctly so that you can communicate well with your reader. Thank you very much.